Leadership. Greatest story of all. D-Day. June the 6th, 1944. The Allied forces invaded Europe in an attempt to break the stranglehold Hitler's Germany held. Normandy. The invasion was supremely planned, featuring diversion and intricate strategy. That was a part of the reason it was successful. The people that planned the D-Day invasion, Dwight Eisenhower, the other generals, where were they when those young GIs hit the beach at Normandy? Where was Eisenhower and the others located? Were they on the beaches? Then explain to me why they were successful. Why did we win that day at Normandy? We won because of leadership. You had a group that had a great strategy. They had the diversion, and the Germans thought they were going to hit over here, and they hit at Normandy. That was good. But the real reason we won at Normandy is because a bunch of 18-year-old, 20-year-old hit the foxholes, and they jumped up and they said, let's go. You see, I don't care where you are. If you're in athletics, that coach can have the best game plan, the best strategy in the world, but he's going to be on the sideline. Your teacher may have the best lesson plan there is, but that teacher's not the one doing it. Somebody is going to have to get in that huddle, and they're going to have to say, let's go. One year we were in the playoffs, and we had this group of coaches come out and watch us practice. And it was interesting to me because when it was over, we went upstairs and we were sitting in the room talking, and I said, I'm curious. I always learn more from the people that visit us than they do that from me. What did you think today? And one of the young coaches that were visiting, he said, you want to know the truth? And I said, yeah. He said, I was real disappointed. I said, really? In what? He said, in your discipline. I was real disappointed in the discipline that you have. I said, okay, give me an example, a specific thing. He said, well, one time you went into the huddle and you were trying to tell him something, and one of your players said, get out of here. We'll take care of it. And you just turned around and walked away. And I said, well, two things. Friday night, you think I'll ever be in that huddle? No. I've worked very hard for those guys to say, get out of the huddle. Because on Friday night, if all I do every day is spend time in that huddle, then come Friday night, what do they expect? They expect me to be in the huddle. I ain't never going to be in that huddle. So them to tell me to get out of that huddle was, in my opinion, a very positive thing. The second thing I hate to tell you, but that the one that told me to get out of the huddle was my own son. So that's even worse. I don't have any discipline here or at home. But that's leadership. Leadership to me is when the players take over and they understand the same concepts and they understand what you want done, and they do it. It's not a constant thing of me doing everything. It's a deal where they take it over. That to me is leadership. That was what D-Day, that's what won it in the war, is when those young second lieutenants jumped up and said, let's go. Now there's bombs bursting all around them, and there's people dying. If you've seen Saving Private Ryan, that's probably a pretty good indication of what happened. But there's going to be bombs going off in a football game. Fumbles, bad plays, missed assignments. All these things are going to be going off. And somebody out there in that huddle better jump up and say, let's go. And it can't always be Eisenhower, because Eisenhower is back on a ship somewhere that divides the strategy. And he's never going to be in that huddle. So you better have somebody in that huddle that jumps up and says, let's go. That's leadership. That's the same thing that's true with a family. Man, wife, kids. You see, it's not the preacher on Sunday that's going to teach them. He may give them a point, but somebody in that family better say, let's go. Get up and go. That's the huddle. The huddle may not be a football huddle. It may be a family huddle, or it may be a church huddle, or it may be a group huddle. But it's a leadership, and leadership is doing that, having the backbone to stand up and say, let's go.